Top 60 electronic module information. 1 N4003 diode. A diode is a two-terminal essential electronic component used in many electrical and electronic circuits. The main function of a diode is to permit the flow of current in a single direction only from the anode to the cathode terminal. 2N5401 PNP transistor. 2N5401 PNP transistor is used in different general-purpose electronic applications. These transistors are very helpful wherever the load is connected with the transistor and consume low current, although it works on high voltage. 2N5457 N-channel JFET. JFET is a three-terminal semiconductor device that is used as amplifiers, voltage-controlled resistors, or electronically controlled switches. Not like BJTs, these are completely voltage-controlled because they do not require a biasing current. 4x4 matrix keypad. Generally, we interface a single button, switch, or key with a microcontroller using a single GPIO pin. However, if we want to interface several 9 or 12 or 16 keys. 24LC1026 serial EEPROM. A non-volatile ROM like EEPROM stands for Electrically Erasable Programmable ROM, which is used to allow individual bytes of data to be erased and reprogrammed. 74HCT04 hex inverter. A NOT gate or an inverter in digital logic is one type of logic gate used to implement logical negation. The main function of this logic gate. AMS 1117 LDO regulator. A linear and low dropout regulator is a very simple and economical regulator that is used to provide a regulated OP voltage that is simply powered from a high input voltage in different applications. Arduino boards. Arduino board was designed in the Ivrea Interaction Design Institute intended for students without a background in electronics and programming concepts. These Arduino boards started altering to adapt to new requirements and challenges. BH1750 Ambient Light Sensor. The ambient light sensor is one of the types of optical sensors used to detect the change in light intensity. It is used in mobiles, cars, televisions, cameras, etc. For example, an ambient light sensor in mobiles adjusts the display brightness based on the change in light intensity. CD4008 IC. In digital electronic devices, like computers, processors, adders, address calculation, increment. CD4012I. In digital electronics, universal gates like NAND and NOR plays a key role because these gates implement any Boolean function. CD4027JK flip-flop IC. In digital electronics, a flip-flop is a digital electronic circuit that includes two stable states that are used for storing binary data. This data can be modified by simply crystal diode. A diode is a semiconductor device through which current supplies in one direction only. The initial diodes were crystal diodes, which are used as rectifiers in radio kits. In this diode, a weak signal was fed into the crystal material using a very fine wire, namely the cat's whisker. DS3231 RTC module. RTC or real-time clock is a timekeeping device that is used in various time-critical devices like GPS, data loggers and servers. Generally, RTC modules are available with a battery setup where it keeps the RTC module running when external power is not available. E1 D80 NK-adjustable infrared sensor. An infrared sensor is a module used for either detecting or emitting IR radiation of certain physical appearance of its surroundings. And also it detects motion and decides the amount of heat generated through an object. ESP12E Wi-Fi module. Wi-Fi modules are also known as WLAN modules, and these are electronic components utilized in various communication devices to get a wireless connection to the internet. FDV301N MOSFET. FDV301N MOSFET is a semiconductor device that is used as a high-speed switching device in different applications. This is an N-channel enhancement mode FET that is designed by using ON Semiconductor's proprietary DMOS technology and high cell density. Filter capacitor. The filter capacitor is a basic type of capacitor. It is designed in such a way that it can prevent a certain range of frequency signals to enter another circuit. It is mostly preferred during the filtering of the low-frequency signals. Freewheeling diode and flyback diode 4. In different circuits, a switching element switches at a fixed frequency to manage the load's voltage. Once the switching element activates, then an extremely high voltage spike because of the stored energy within the magnetic field. GP2Y1010AU0F dust sensor. Generally, air pollution can be caused by smoke, dust, wildfires, climate change, etc. At present, air pollution causes many health problems for human beings like different diseases, silicosis, nausea, and flu. Gun diode. In GAS semiconductor materials, the electrons are present in two states like high mass low velocity and low mass high velocity. By the demand of an adequate electric field, the electrons are forced to move from a low mass state to a high mass state. Gyroscope sensor. Microelectromechanical systems are basically microsystems that have a very small size. It is an extremely advanced form of technology that has given rise to different electronic components like accelerometer and gyroscope sensor. HC06 Bluetooth module. Bluetooth module is a wireless communication module that is used in different types of smart devices. For the consumer, this module is a semi-finished product. Impact diode. The concept of impact diode was actually invented in the year 1954 by William Shockley. So, he expanded the idea for producing a negative resistance with the help of a mechanism like transit time delay. INA 333 Instrumentation Amplifier. An instrumentation amplifier or INAMP is a differential amplifier that includes a differential input and an output where these devices are used for amplifying the difference between two input voltage signals. Interfacing ADC peripheral. The N76E003 is a low-power, high-speed microcontroller from the N76E003 family designed and developed by Novoton. It is an 8-bit unit based on 8051 architecture MCU with a total of 20 pins, of which 18 pins are GPIO pins, peripherals, and memory. IRF 840 MOSFET. The MOSFET or metal oxide silicon field effect transistor is a voltage-controlled device made with the controlled oxidation of a C semiconductor material. These transistors are used in both analog and digital circuits. IRF 3205 MOSFET. IRF 3205 MOSFET is an N-channel power MOSFET based on advanced process technology. This MOSFET was introduced by International Rectifier to generate very low on resistance per silicon region. IRF Z44N MOSFET. The advent of high-power MOSFETs made power switching more efficient and faster. Almost all modern switching power supplies use some form of power MOSFET as the switching element. MOSFETs are preferred due to their low conduction and switching losses. Linear Variable Display Transformer is a sensor module implemented to transform the input vibrations or mechanical motion into variable electric signals, electrical current, and voltage. MAX 30100 pulse oximeter sensor. Maxim Integrated is a manufacturing company of electronic components that designs, creates, and sells different analog as well as mixed signal. MC38 magnetic switch sensor. The latest technology introduced smart home security alarm systems to avoid complex installation processes and endless wiring to protect the business and homes from intruders with wireless connectivity. MCP 3008 ADC. An ADC or analog to digital converter or A2D or AD in electronics is a system that changes the signal from an analog to a digital signal without changing its necessary content. Mica capacitors. A capacitor is a passive component used to store electric charge within an electric field. It includes two terminals, namely anode and cathode. The effect of this component can be called capacitance, which exists among the two electrical conductors within a circuit. This capacitor is also known as a condenser. MMBT 3904 transistor. Transistors are semiconductor devices mainly used for switching or amplifying electrical signals and power. In modern electronics, these components are basic building blocks. MOC 7811 encoder sensor. The technology of the LED introduced different types of optoisolators to attain maximum data transfer rate, monitor interruptions, and perform sensing of non-contact objects. MQ to Arduino gas sensor. Today, sensors play a key role in the security of various apartments, houses, and offices by detecting fire, smoke, or gas with an alarm function. The MQ to gas sensors are widely used in smoke and gas detection. MSP 430 launchpad. There are different types of development boards available like AVR, PIC, Intel Edison, Raspberry Pi, MSP430 Launchpad, and ESP32 board. Among them, a development board like MSP430 Launchpad is a 16-bit microcontroller. N76E003 at 20 microcontrollers. Major companies such as Texas Instruments, PIC, Cent, and others provide many microcontrollers with different features and prices. But when it comes to differentiating these microcontrollers based on features. Ohmmeter. While testing, repairing or troubleshooting electronic equipment, you use different meters and different types of test equipment to test proper circuit currents, resistances, voltages, and to decide whether the wiring is faulty. Without knowing the operation of the ohmmeter, it is not possible to connect this instrument to a circuit to test the component. Phototransistor. After the development of the first point contact transistor, the phototransistor was invented by one of the teams at Bell Labs. At that time, a large number of developments were being started. PIC-12F675 microcontroller. The PIC microcontroller was designed and developed in 1993 by Microchip Technologies. These controllers are mainly used for interfacing computers and every peripheral device. So, it is named a peripheral interface controller. Pin diode. We know that there are different types of diodes are used in different applications based on the requirement like varactor diode, Schottky diode, LED, Zener diode, etc. Even though the most popular diode including a basic p-n junction is also used in different circuits which are called a pin diode. Power capacitors. A capacitor is an electrical component which is used to store electric charges temporarily. The unit of a capacitor is the farad. A power capacitor is a special type of capacitor which can operate at higher voltages and has high capacitance. Resistor. Resistors are essential components in electrical and electronic circuits which are used in different electronic devices. There are different types of resistors available but based on the type, their properties may vary. Rheostat. In an electric circuit many times it is desirable to restrict the current, which can either be done by reducing the voltage or increasing the resistance in the circuit Ohm's law. A rheostat is a device that facilitates this. The word rheostat is derived from the Greek language meaning changing stream. Rotary variable differential transformer. RVDT full form is a rotary variable differential transformer which is used to measure the angular displacement of the test circuit. It plays a significant role in the field of aircraft. Schottky diode. The Schottky diode, also known as a hot carrier diode or leaky carrier diode, is the most popular semiconductor diode invented by Walter H. Schottky in 1926. In the early days, wireless devices and metal rectifiers used cat's whisker detectors. Shunt capacitor. Capacitor's invention was initiated in the beginning days of electricity. In the initial days of development, capacitors were called condensers. This term was primarily utilized for the objective of high-power applications by Alessandro Volta in the year 1782. Silicon-controlled rectifier. The electric name of silicon-controlled or the semiconductor-controlled rectifier SCR is thyristor. These are the four-layered semiconductor devices where three terminals are known as the anode, the cathode, and the gate. SMD resistor. Surface mount technology or SMT-based components like resistors, capacitors, etc. are used in huge quantities. SMT is an alternative to through-hole PCB design. SMT is a process where the electrical components are placed on a PCB directly. TB6600 Stepper Motor Driver Module. Stepper motor drivers are small pin-compatible modules designed particularly to drive stepper motors capable of continuously rotating with precise position control without the need for a feedback system. TIP32 CPNP transistor. A type of transistor that is designed by sandwiching an n-type semiconductor between the two p-type semiconductors is known as a PNP transistor. This transistor includes three terminals like collector, emitter, and base. 120 NPN Darlington transistor. A semiconductor device like a transistor is one of the basic building blocks within modern electronics mainly used for switching or amplifying electrical signals and power, whereas the Darlington transistor has a multi-transistor configuration that performs TL072 OP amp. An audio preamplifier or preamp is one type of electronic amplifier used to change a weak input signal into a strong output signal used for a loudspeaker. ULN 2003 Motor Driver IC. A motor driver IC is an essential component used in controlling motors within autonomous robots. These integrated circuits work as an interface between microprocessors. Varactor diode. In the digital electronic circuits, one of the basic essential devices is diodes. A diode consists of two terminals. These two terminals connected to the supply results in conduction. The way the terminals are connected makes it classified as a forward-biased diode or reverse-biased diode. Voltage regulator. When there are fluctuations in the circuit, then the fixed output cannot be given by all voltage sources. To deal with this, a system is designed to maintain a constant voltage level automatically is voltage regulator. Wire-wound resistors. We know that resistor is the passive electrical component, and at present, there are different types of resistors used in different applications based on the requirement like industrial, commercial, military, and automotive. This article discusses one kind of resistor, namely wire-wound resistor, and its types. ZMCT103C Precision Current Sensor. In electrical systems, the AC current sensors or current transformer sensors are simple and affordable devices used to monitor performance and efficiency and generate analog output signals.